Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101. This is the first video from the new salon. I'm so excited. I'm already like so excited, you guys. I want to cry right now because I have all of my stuff out. Like my blow dryer's in there, my good blow dryer. I've been missing it so much, and just everything. So this is my cute client that gets me my first client in the new salon. It's not even all the way done yet, but we need to get her hair done, you guys. Look what happened. This is my fault, not hers. We actually have a really good relationship. We're going steady, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know, you have a platinum all over blonde. They need to come in when their hair is 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch outgrown. And then all you do is you go through and you just put it on the regrowth, let it process, boom, they're done. Easy peasy, no problem. Well, then when you have this happen, big problem. You have to make sure that when your client wants all over platinum blonde, that you explain to them that they are going to be seeing you every 4 weeks, like every 4 to 6 at the very most. They have to be coming in, or it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them a lot of money because you're going to have to go in. It's a lot more time, a lot more product, and it's just really dangerous too, because if you overlap the bleach onto this really light blonde hair, it's going to break off. So I know hairstylists see this coming in, they're just like, ah, it's scary. Well, I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's not that bad. Now, these are the things that are going to help you get through this, because we all know you can't just throw the bleach on from the root to the line of demarcation and just call it good, because what you're going to have is you're going to have platinum roots and then orange mid-shaft, and then the ends are going to be light again, because their head will start burning and they won't be able to handle it, first of all. Second of all, there's this little radiation of heat that radiates around the head about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch off of the head. And that is like a little microwave cooking oven that heats up the bleach, and it reacts a lot quicker. So that's gonna lift that color super fast, and the ends are going to be not even done. So what you need to do is you need to go through all of the hair and apply the color from a 1/4 to 1/2 an inch away from the scalp to the line. And then you have to go back in once that's processed to almost done, and you have to put the color all over the head. And so I'm going to show you some tricks that make this easier. So first of all, the things that you're going to need a big old box of cotton like this. I got this one from Sally's. I think it was like 10 bucks if you have a license, and it's like 12 bucks if you don't, I don't know. And it's made, I use it for perms a lot, but it's a lifesaver when you're doing something like this. So you're going to need that, and you're also going to need, what else are you going to need? Oh, you're going to need a lot of product. You're going to need a lot of lightener. So make sure that you have on stock enough to be able to go through and do it, because you need to be very generous when you're applying. So the first thing we're going to do, you also need some gloves. I guess we're on that. So you need cotton, you need gloves, you need a good brush and a color bowl, and you need a lot of faith, because it's a little bit scary, but you can do it, I promise. All right, I'm not scaring you, am I?
No.
She's fine. So we're gonna mix up some lovely color here. Also, make sure you have a really soft, bristly brush, not like a really stiff, scary looking one. Have a nice quality one. This is a Redken one, and it's nice and soft, because you don't want to like be poking in and scratching their head. You want it to like be nice and soft. So I'm going to use this one. And the color we're using today is, let me see here. We're going to use the Formulating color cream and Olaplex. Okay, so this is how I'm formulating, you guys. We're going to be using the Formulating color cream, and this is what I have is the cream plus, because that's the one they had on sale, or the one they even had. They were out of the regular, but it's fine. And I'm going to be using Olaplex. And then for the developer, I'm just going to look at her hair, and I know that her hair is like a level 7. Right now it looks a little bit darker because it's greasy, but it's that's good, because we want to be able to keep her hair healthy too. So it doesn't have to be super clean. I always tell my clients, come with it dirty. I'm going to wash your hair and style it, so just come. So yeah, she has like a level 7 hair, and so I need 3 levels of lift, but since I'm using Olaplex, I'm going to be using 40 on this mid shaft. And then on the roots, I'll be using 30 because I don't want to put 40 on her head. And like I said, we have that heat zone, and so it'll be fine. So I'm going to mix a couple different times, but for now I'm going to mix up the 40 volume. So with formulating, since I'm using D-Color cream, I get out the manufacturer instructions, and you always want to check that because bleaches are all different. Yeah, we learned in school that if you want 3 levels lift, use 30 volume, but they have a different chart on this because it's really strong lightener. So I go to the chart and it says right here, if you want 5 levels of lift, to use 20 volume developer. If you want 6 levels of lift, you use 30 volume, and for 7 levels of lift, you use 40, and then 8 to 9 levels of lift, you use 40 also. So keeping that in mind, the lowest they suggest is 20 volume, but since I need to use the Olaplex, I'm gonna bump it up to 30. So I'm using 30 volume on her head, and that's even better too because you don't wanna put 40 volume bleach on people's scalp. It's just kind of burns their skin. So we're gonna use 30 volume, Olaplex, and the D-Color cream. So we have our color mixed up, 30 volume from ECD Color Cream with the Olaplex in the correct measurements. Everything's good with that. So now we need to part off the hair. And I actually like to use a plastic rat tail comb for this. Oh, everyone's gonna complain. Oh, remember when they were like, your hair's driving me crazy, it's falling in your eyes the whole time? It's true. Okay, so I like to use a plastic rat tail comb instead of the metal ones for something like this because I really don't want to scratch her scalp because any little scratch, and then when you're putting bleach on it, it's going to irritate even more. So just be really gentle with their scalp. And I'm going to do a tea parting, just straight up easy peasy tea parting. And I'm going to put clips in all of my sections because I want to keep everything really organized. I don't want any of this light hair falling out of place and getting a little bit of bleach on it. So you have to be really careful. And that's why I suggest, like, I never just tell someone to do this to themselves. It's too hard, you guys. You have to be so precise. If you want hair like this, just go to another stylist. If you're a hairstylist and you just like, find someone to trade with. Don't try to do this on yourself. Don't do this at home. Just gonna plug like that. All right, so we're gonna start in the front because I want to have the lightest part of her hair color to be towards her face. If the back's a little bit darker when we need to rinse, then so be it. But I definitely want around her face to be light, nice and light. So we're gonna start off with like really small partings, you guys. Just a little bit of hair by her face. Okay, so to start out, I'm going to start over here. I'm just going to take a really small 1/8 inch parting. And we have a little bit of her sideburn in there, and that's okay. And we are going to be applying this. I'm going to stick a little bit of cotton right underneath her ear just to protect her ear from getting any of that bleach on it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the lightener. And you're gonna get a lot of product on there, and you're gonna be really careful, and you're gonna go right there, a little bit away from the scalp. And you're just gonna apply it in a nice thick sweep. And then you're gonna go down only to that line of demarcation. You must only go to the line, not over the line. And we're keeping it off of her scalp. Okay, so now we're going to take another piece of cotton and we're going to lay it right on top and take another section down. And we're going to just do that through the whole entire head. And you have to use the cotton, and I'll show you why in a minute. And the secret is lots of product, you guys. Nice, thick. You don't want this to dry out and get gooky. Is gooky even a word? I don't think that's even a word. You don't want it to dry out and get crusty, okay? Nobody likes crusty hair. Okay. Another piece of cotton. So what the cotton is doing is A, it's protecting the scalp from actually getting the bleach squished down onto it. B, it's protecting the hair from getting mushed together and intertwined, and you have that bubblegum mess that you absolutely cannot pull apart to get back into the roots, and it's keeping everything nice and separated. So it's absolutely necessary here. You want to make sure you're getting the product. See how it's like kind of popping through the other end? You know all of that's getting surrounded. If you have a little blob fall onto the hair like I just had, you can take a towel, my no bleach safe towels, and you pick up the little section. I just wiped off the blob, and then you can spray it down with some water to just get the bleach out. And then I even have the Scruples No H2O too, and it just kind of stops the chemical reaction on the hair. And so that will keep you from having little breakage pieces if you have a blob fall down onto the hair that's down here. You want to keep that from happening. But if it does happen, oh my gosh. So you don't want that to happen, but if it does happen, that's how you fix it. Just wipe it off, spray it a little bit, make sure it's clean. You don't have to use the no H2O2, but I like to use it. It just kind of gives me peace of mind knowing that I put some stuff on there to help stop the bleach reaction. So I'm gonna put my gloves back on now. I don't know why I felt like I couldn't handle that with gloves. It was a delicate situation and I wanted to use my real fingers. All up here. So stylish. She's ready to go out in the winter. Yeah. We're going to do a high fashion model shoot after this when I'm done with the back. Okay. Now on to the back. Here we go. Same story. Except for it's a little tricky to keep these ends off of the color. So you just have to kind of be aware of where you're sticking them. And when in doubt, go a little bit, because this is a non-swelling bleach, but if you're using a bleach that you know swells, then don't even go to the line of demarcation. Just go a little hairline before it. There's a very fine line, but because the bleach will swell into it a little bit. So keep that in mind. But if you go too far, then you're going to have banding, and you don't want that. So just be careful. This is the third double batch of deep color cream that I've mixed up. And so yeah, like I said, this is really expensive. You need to keep that in mind when you're pricing out how much it's going to cost for your client to have this done instead of the retouch, because the retouch would have been just one batch, and this is now we're on 4 or 3, and we will probably do one more, so it'll probably be about 4 double batches. So that's something you need to explain to them, like even if you only come in every like 12 to 16 weeks, you're still going to pay the same amount of money that you would be if you were coming in every 4 weeks, because every time I mix up that bleach, boom, that's going to cost you. So make sure they understand before they commit to this lovely color. It's worth it though, right, Katie?
Oh yeah.
to have beautiful hair like this?
Definitely.
It is very pretty. It just is a lot of work to keep up on. Finished. Just kidding. Now we have to go back in and do all the roots. So the back is finished with the first part, and this looks like it's ready to do the second part. So I'm gonna have you tilt your head so you can see that it's light enough to go in and apply to the roots. You have to make sure that you're doing the first section that you did first. Like we did this section first, so that's where I'm gonna apply to the roots first. And you're gonna go through every single section and you're gonna remove the piece of cotton. But I wanna let this back here process a little bit more before I start putting it on her scalp, because once it touches her scalp, we need to be really careful about how long it processes. Right now, this is still okay. It has the Olaplex in it. It was in good condition, like didn't have any color on it. It's virgin hair. So I'm still just gonna let that sit until the back section, and you can even see this second to last section. You can see the color pattern. Like this is the first, it's the lightest. This was the second. Here, tilt your head towards the camera. It's a little bit more orangey. Back here we have quite a bit of orange. It's still even a little bit brown. I mean, it's definitely not light enough. And then this still looks like nothing happened, and it's the last section we did. So I'm gonna wait until this section looks more like in between these two. And then when that one's there, I'm gonna go and start doing the application to the roots, and I'll show you how to do that when it's time. Okay, so then I just started back at the bottom on the first section, and I just gently remove the cotton, and then you lay the color in across the roots. And I kind of try to keep the cotton from pulling all the way out and then just separate it, because you don't want to pull it down through. It's a little bit tricky to keep it all clean. Oh, and the cotton can get a little sticky, so just do your best. So you can see up in here, we take a lot of color, be generous, and you just kind of lay it in to that root area. And you don't want to poke at the scalp. They will not appreciate that because it will be irritating. Just like a really soft lay in. There you go. We're just going to keep doing that all the way through. Removing the cotton, laying it down gently. We're not squishing down to the head anywhere. We're just being really gentle and laying the color into the roots. And I'm even going like a little bit over the root and just kind of pressing it down into it. And this goes pretty quick. So now I'm going to just start over here. And you can actually start from the top too. It's just a little bit, you just kind of lift up that cotton to the other side. Oop, that was 2 pieces. See, but how it keeps your sections all separated out so that you don't have to worry about combing through the hair to try to find that parting again, because that's the hardest part. You can't comb through the hair when it has lightener like this in it. Ooh, I just kind of flung it everywhere. And I also am making sure that the front of her head has product like around the perimeter of her head so that she doesn't have spots on her like hairline around the front of her face. Just make sure you're getting it everywhere. So you remove the cotton and lay the color in to that root area. And then make sure you're getting the front. And you just keep doing that, pick up a piece. I even slide my color comb in there. Try to keep the ends from falling into it. And we're just gently laying. And if you get messy hands, just wipe them off. Okay, so we are done applying all of the lightener to her head, and now we just get to wait. We get to wait until it's all the same color. And this top section is actually really good and really close, and you can't really see the roots because I did such a thick like lay-in of the product, but I'm not worried about those at all. With that heat around her, those always lift really easy. That's not the problem. So we're gonna just make sure we're watching the mid shaft area in the back here where the last section was, because that obviously has had the least amount of time to process. So I want to make sure that that's done before I rinse it. But like I said, that's why I'm glad that we started in the front, because Now when it's all said and done, if we have to rinse it a little bit early, if it's irritating your skin too much, or if this starts over processing a little bit too much, if we rinse it out when she does her hair, you're not even gonna notice it if it's a little teeny bit not as light back here. It's just not a big deal. So that's why I did it like that. And do you have any irritation on your head right now?
Just a little bit, but it's not bad.
So that's good. So that's because we were really gentle and we didn't stab it into her head, and because you applied it properly. If we would have just gone in, like I said, and just put it everywhere, by now, look, this still isn't light enough. It's been like, oh, nasally, sorry. Like this still isn't light enough, and it's been like an hour and a half since we first started applying of color. Her scalp would have been completely burned in front. So you have to do it the right way. Don't skip any of the steps. And the cotton helps so much, and it's really inexpensive. I mean, that box could probably last me, I mean, it's already lasted me like 6 years, and I haven't even gone through that box. So yeah, don't skip any steps. And so yeah, as soon as this is done, we're gonna apply the number 2 with the Olaplex, and then when that's done processing, that takes 10 minutes. We'll rinse and shampoo, and I'll give her a little trim. You don't want anything different, right?
No.
Just a trim to keep it healthy, and then we'll style it up and show you guys the end result. So I'm gonna remove the last little bit of cotton I had around her ears to protect her ears from getting too much color on them, or bleach. And you can see now, like, the color looks pretty even, and it's ready. So we're gonna rinse it out and then use the number 2 for 10 minutes. I did the Olaplex for 10 minutes and I shampooed, and now we are doing, I don't even wanna show you because it's so embarrassing. I had to cut it open. I ran out of my Blonde Idol custom tone, and so I cut it open to get some out because I was so desperate because she really needed it. And now we're just using that on her roots to kind of mellow it out a little bit, because you know how it goes crazy bright when you first bleach it. So really fast. And this kind of replaces back combing, because we all know back combing looks bad sometimes, and it can damage the hair a little bit, and also the worst part about it is it just comes out. So that's why I like this thing. And then she has all this beautiful, you brush through it, and you have all this fun body like you back combed all your hair, but you didn't. So, whoa, was your phone okay?
Yeah.
All right, so that is the end result. I hope you guys liked it. It was worth all the work, because now we're back to square one. So in 4 weeks, she's gonna come back and we're gonna have an easy peasy root retouch. So here's the final spin. All done, all blonde. And now she has to go and dance her guts out. So thanks for watching, you guys. Give us a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know if you have any questions about what we did here, and I will answer those for you. And make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. See ya.